Hey everyone, my name is Dominique Harbour and I am an Educational Technology Specialist with the Department of Instructional Technology. And today I want to share with you an awesome resource sponsored by Amazon Future Engineer Program. So Amazon has these virtual field trips to explore different careers. And so what they offer are free interactive virtual field trips that students can play through the Kahoot platform. The different tours they have about 5 different ones. The first one is Amazon Music Careers Behind the Beats. So in this one, students will take a tour and learn how a song goes from being recorded to streamed on Amazon Music. The second tour they have is a data center tour. And so in this tour, they'll kind of learn about what happens behind the scenes of the cloud to discover components of computers and how data is stored. This is another data center tour, and this talks more about keeping your data safe and sustainable. This tour is the Robotics Fulfillment Center tour, and this shows how Amazon gets your packages from your order online to your doorstep. So you take a tour of like an Amazon warehouse, and they just show you step by step how it works. And in each of these tours, it highlights different careers that are vital to whatever the task is at hand. So for instance, in this one, it says you'll meet a hardware research scientist, a software development manager, and manager of solutions. The last tour is a space innovation tour, in which students will learn about all the different technology that people use on board of a spacecraft, including Alexa. And then if you'd like to stay informed about tours as they are released, simply click this to sign up to have that information emailed to you. If you want to preview the tours, you can click here to watch a short video that tells you more about those tours and what the students will see. So let's look a little bit at the Careers Behind the Beats tour. From studio to streaming, discover how computer science and people make listening to your favorite songs possible. So a great thing about these tours is that they are played through Kahoot. So they are very engaging and they allow students to check their comprehension as they are going through these tours. So the tour is STEM and career focused. They gain exposure to different careers that they may be interested in and to see how those careers play vital roles in the music industry. It's aligned to standards. So this one is aligned to the next generation science standards as well as the CSTA K-12 computer science standards. And again, as I said, it's available to play on Kahoot for free. And you have a couple of different options when you do host the tour. So you can host the entire tour on Kahoot in one sitting, which will take about 30 to 40 minutes. But let's say you just don't have that much time in one session, you can split the tour. And so there's a part 1 and a part 2. And these will be played together with your students. But you also have the option of having them play either by themselves or if they don't have a device, they can take the tour solo here without the device. And again, you have the option to split those up into 2 different parts. Each career tour comes with a teacher toolkit, and that toolkit gives a teacher guide. It gives some key learning concepts that students will receive. It also gives a worksheet that students can complete as they're going through the tour. And then once they finish, they'll get a certificate, which I will show you in just a second. But additionally, after you complete the tour, they have an extension activity. And so the students can then go to code.org and use Music Lab to get creative and code new songs and mixes. And so here is the teacher toolkit. And so again, we have a facilitation guide, key student learnings, student worksheet, and certificate. And so here is what the facilitation guide looks like for teachers. It gives you options for how you want to host the tour. And it just gives you tips for using Kahoot. And it kind of goes slide by slide to tell you what will be on those slides as the students are playing Kahoot. So it kind of gives you resources to prepare prior to actually going in and hosting that Kahoot. They also give you key student learnings. So here you have a phenomena question and you have an overarching content question. It has vocabulary that will be covered in the tour. So this is something that you can go over with your students prior to the tour so that they'll be familiar with those terms. And then it just goes stop by stop of the tour, and it tells you what standards are being covered and even other education standards that students will have access to during the tour. There's also an accompanying worksheet. So as students are completing the tour, they can use the vocabulary and match them where they go. And they also have a column where they could talk about what they learned at the different stops, any questions that they still may have. And then finally, once they complete the tour, they get a certificate of completion where they are acknowledged for completing the tour. So now let's take a little preview and see what the tour looks like. So here it is in Kahoot. I am going to click Host Live. So this is the option that you will want to use if you're going to play it live with your class. I'm going to click Start, and it will generate a game pin. Your students will then go to www.kahoot.it and enter the game pin. Once they join, they have to type in their name, and then you will see their names appear here. So I'm going to click Start. All right, here's a welcome screen. I'm going to click Next. Just a reminder for the resources as a teacher that you can use before you start the tour. And it goes through some expectations. So it tells the students to be curious, to make sure they're listening actively and taking notes on their worksheet, and answer the questions that are in the Kahoot, and to, of course, have fun. So it'll start with the introductory video that the students can watch, and then it will quiz them. So the students will get the question on my screen, and they will get the answer options on their screen. They will then choose their answer, and as they answer, it will show me who got the answer correct and what answers they chose. It'll then show me the scoreboard to see who's in the lead, and then I continue on with the Kahoot. So again, this Kahoot is about 30 to 40 minutes, but remember you have the option to play it in one sitting or split it up into two. So that is Amazon Career Tours. Make sure you go visit, take a look at the tours, and try it out with your class.